Hi, welcome to Love Saranghae with Peter and Andrea. In the next 30 minutes, we'll take you on a journey into the exciting world of entrepreneurship, relationships, and the secrets behind achieving that coveted glow. Are you ready? Let's go.
Welcome back to another episode of Love Saranghae with us, Peter and Andrea. Today we have a Q&A for you. We know you love the Q&As, and we have a bunch of them. So today we'll talk about two. And as always, if you have a question that you would love to be answered on the show, send it over. Okay, our first person is Catherine H. Her skin type is combination. Her skin concern is fine lines and wrinkles and hyperpigmentation. And she has mature skin. So to us, mature skin is like 55 plus, I would say. So the question is, hi, Saranghae. A friend of mine and I were discussing skincare, and she brought up an interesting point that I wanted your opinion on. She says that our face gets used to the same products and brands over time, and the products become less effective after a while, and we should change it up. What do you think about that? I've been with Saranghae for over 8 years. Bless you. We love you. Now, and to be honest, I really don't know what to change to, and I don't want to change anything. Thanks. Looking forward to your reply, Catherine. Peter, you want to answer that?
Yeah, so just kudos to Catherine, first of all, and kudos to a lot of our customers who've been asking some really great questions. I'm actually quite impressed with the depth of questions we've been getting and the complexity of the questions we've been getting lately in the last couple of weeks. It looks like our customers are doing some research on their own, and they're getting involved in learning about skincare, which is great because it makes our job a little easier, and it's really fun talking to our customers about in-depth skincare stuff, right? Instead of talking about how to use a cleanser all the time. So
Yes.
Thank you, Catherine, for submitting this question, and it is a very, very good one. So let's get right into it, okay? And the answer to your question, let's start off, drum roll please. Bad drummer. Is actually a yes and no. And let me explain why I say that, okay?
We always say yes and no. There's never a straight answer. I don't know if you've noticed.
There are some straight answers in life, Peter, is Andrea pretty? Yes, there's no gray area there, right? But for this one, yes, there's some gray areas, and I'm going to explain. The products that serve for products that serve a basic foundation like soaps, cleansers, moisturizers, no, you won't see a degradation in performance in your skin just because of the function that they do. It's very, very foundational, right? However, you will see degradation in performance with increased irritation in skin for concentrated correctives like vitamin C, retinol, etc., retinol and retinol especially. Just like exercise or working out, your skin will get used to the formulations or the concentrated correctives, and it will start to adapt to it, right? So we recommend you cycle it every 45 to 60 days or so. So you should not be using retinol or retinaldehyde indefinitely anyway, which means you can't use it forever without stopping. And if you haven't had this conversation with a dermatologist or your dermatologist, it's important that you do so, right? If you have this conversation, they will let you know that it is not beneficial, it's not healthy for you to keep using retinol perpetually. You've got to cycle it off and cycle it on.
Remember that retinol is like vitamin A. So
it is vitamin A, yeah.
So it's having too much of that can be toxic.
Yeah. So here's the part though that your friend is missing, and it's an important one. Your skin doesn't need years to reset. Like, so you don't just use a product or formulation and then you got to go off it for indefinitely for a couple of years and try another brand. And that's not what it's about. It just needs to go back to equilibrium for about 45 to 60 days. It just needs a short break to readjust and recalibrate. A really good example is how we use vitamin C and retinol or retinol. The general advice that you'll see on the internet is to use retinol at night and vitamin C during the day, as long as you use SPF protection for vitamin C. So retinol at night, vitamin C, that's like the general rule of thumb of using both those correctives. And this is fine. It works for many of our customers. But to my personal recommendation, the way I use it is to use retinol at night, day 1 to day 45 or day 60, and then switch to vitamin C, day 46 to day 90 or so, and then back to retinol. So you cycle you cycle the concentrated correctives, which are the staples of anti-aging skincare, on and off on cycles of 45 to 60 days, A, B, and then A, B again. That way, you can use those correctives at night and then use a add-on or a complementary corrective like niacinamide during the daytime, or even bakuchiol, right? That's how I use vitamin C and retinol, and it's really, really well for me in terms of anti-aging efficacy, but also in terms of safety and skin irritation, right? And you can do this intermittently for a while and still get maximum benefit. That's the trick that we use for cycling on and off concentrated correctives.
Yeah. And then another option is if you want to use them together, is the day you use retinol, don't use vitamin C, and switch that out and do that for 45 days and then take a complete rest.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Don't do anything, and then come back to it after 60 days.
Yeah. So what Andrea is saying is cycling the retinol. That's what we offer. Cycling the retinol and vitamin C on days, alternate days. So Monday, vitamin C, Tuesday, retinol, Wednesday, vitamin C, and so on and so forth. That actually works as well. We've tested that with really good results in itself. But when you do that, you still need a little bit of break at the end.
That is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So then after the end of 45 to 60 days, you take a complete break from both of the actives, and then you come back to it after about 45 to 60 days.
Because I mean, if folks are wondering why we are advocating that the rest, it's because just our skin is our largest organ in the body, and just like everything else in our body, it needs time to recalibrate. You're basically using inflammatory methods to break down tissue, and then our tissue regenerates and grows back. It's that cycle of break down, regenerate, that makes our skin, our wrinkles go away, hyperpigmentation decreases, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly. Hopefully that answers your question. If you have any more around skin cycling, please write them in. Yeah. We love talking about
That's
this.
a really good one, actually.
It's a good one. It's a good one. I'll be honest, I've met many people along the way who didn't know that they have to break in between the actives, and they've been using them for years. And that's concerning, especially with all the TikTok videos out there, and there's just so much misinformation. Lots of people who shouldn't be using actives to begin with, like little ones, are using them, and they're not properly educated on how to effectively use these products. So please do write in if you have any questions. We're happy to answer them.
Yeah, you know what? That's a really good point, because I actually remember just now, I talked to a customer a few months back. We're just discussing retinol, and she mentioned that she can no longer use retinol because her skin irritates. Like, the irritation that she receives from retinol is so bad that she can't use retinol anymore. And she was using retinol for years. So when we delved into what was going on, because she was asking, can I use retinol? I found out that she was using retinol, never stopping for, I believe it was 6 years or so. And
wow.
So one day her skin just went over the edge. It just couldn't take any more retinol anymore. Like, it just blew up. And it took her, I think she mentioned that it took her half a year for it to actually calm back down.
Calm down.
So that's what we mean by you cannot use vitamin A for prolonged periods of time like that.
She completely damaged her skin barrier.
Yeah, she did.
Okay, well, hopefully that's helpful. Our next question is from Megan T. Her skin type is very dry. Been getting a lot of those this winter. No coincidence there. Her skin concerns are very dry skin, and she's mid-mature, so we would say that's between 35 and 55 or so. Okay, her question is quite simple. She has two, though. One, should I apply my products on wet skin or dry skin? Doesn't matter. That's a good one. And two, how long should I wait between applying each product before I apply the next one? So does it matter how I apply all of my morning routine, for example? Should I wait in between product application or just apply them one after the other?
Yeah.
Okay.
Andrew, do you want to take it? And then I'll add some color commentary, or do you want me to just take it?
Okay, so the first question is, should I apply the products on wet or dry skin? We say damp-ish.
Yes.
So, for example, you've just cleansed your face, you've patted it dry, the best time to apply your next product is then. So if the skin is in that state, the pores are a little bit more open and more receptive to the ingredients that you're applying. So I think it does matter. If your skin is too wet, you're wasting the product. It's just going to drip off. So it's basically you're wasting a million of time.
I agree. So Andrea's right. Your skin, after you cleanse and after your skin is wet, your skin actually, your pores will widen and allow the correctives to be able to absorb. The other thing too is that a damp skin stratum corneum, which is the outer layer of the skin, the way it becomes permeable is to bind correctives with water or oil, and it will actually absorb in. The skin actually is designed to do so. When it's completely dry, it will not do that. So that's the answer. So Andrea's correct.
Okay. And then the second question is, how long should I wait in between products, and does timing matter? And the short answer, I'll give the short one, and Peter will definitely add his
color commentary.
Long commentary. So it depends on the product, in my view. If it's a cleanser, you don't have to wait. So cleanse your face, pat dry, and you can go straight to the toner or the serum that you're going. However, if you're putting on a vitamin C or a retinol, I would say apply it and wait maybe 20 seconds before you apply the next product in line. It gives the skin time to absorb it fully and then the skin starts to respond to it before the next product is applied. And I would say the same thing with your Common Glow Snail Serum, the Deep Radiance or Aurora Serum. Put it on, wait a few seconds, and then go to the next step.
Yeah, agreed. The best way to do it is the average time, I would say, is somewhere between, again, depending on product, but the average is going to be somewhere between 10 to 15 seconds. 20 seconds is probably, 20. Yeah, I mean, 20 to me is a long time. 20 seconds to me is a long time, because I actually did this. Did this test and timed how long it would take for our skin to absorb. And you see absorption, you'll start seeing absorption of products almost immediately, right? Especially things like a vitamin C. It's almost immediate. So you even if you wait only 5 seconds, it starts to absorb. And by 10 seconds, it's almost completely absorbed. So by 15, 20, you're fine. What I found was that the sweet spot was about 15 seconds. The Common Glow, though, things like when you get a little thicker, it takes a little longer for it to absorb. So you got to keep that in mind as well, right? And the last thing I want to say is, does it matter? Yes, it does. Because otherwise, why don't you just put all the products into the palm of your hand and just slather it on
Mix
at the
it
same
all
time,
up together,
right?
Slather.
Yeah, and the question is, that's not what it's supposed to do. You're supposed to, you need to layer the products and the formulations and the ingredients properly in the proper order for your skin to get the proper nutrients and the proper care that it's supposed to, right? It's just like what.
It's also, if you think about like eating, drinking water, you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna do it quickly and gobble it. I mean, some people do, Peter. Some people do it really fast, but the idea is for your body to recognize that there's food in your mouth, chew, mix with saliva, prepare for the next stage of the digestive process, and so on. The skin is similar. When you're putting on a product, you want the skin to recognize the product and then know what to do with it.
Yep.
And it goes where it needs to go and it does what it needs to do. And giving it a little bit of time in between allows for that process to happen.
The other example I could use is like painting a car or car wash. The first layer is to cleanse everything away, the dirt and grime away from the car. Then you put a rinsing layer, and then you put like a waxing layer. The layers have to go at the right time and in the right order to get the best benefit for what you're trying to do. So that's it. That's exactly what skincare is.
That's it. All right. Well, hopefully that was helpful. And again, as always, if you have any other questions, write in, or you can DM me on Instagram @AuroraSkin. Send us an email. We're always happy to hear from you. Until next time.
See you
soon. Ciao. Thanks for listening to Live Saranghae with us, Peter and Andrea. If you've enjoyed this episode, leave us a review. Your ratings and reviews help more people like you find our show. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and share this podcast with someone you think would love it. Until next time, love yourself, love one another, and love the world.